And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Callis.
And we would like to start this episode off with a celebratory high five. Woo!
That's right, Kings fans. We are here on episode number 23, The Surge, here to talk about how awesome the Kings are playing.
That's right, Chris, because they are. When you're third overall in the NHL, you can kind of brag a little bit. So let's tee this up and knock it out. So back at Staples Center, last Thursday, we were playing the Dallas Stars. It was a home-and-home, and in the first game in Dallas, we did beat Mark Crawford, and we did not disappoint this last Thursday.
No, we didn't. Coming off an emotional win in Dallas, a much-needed win for the Kings. Headed back to Staples Center against the Dallas Stars and played an awesome game for the first two periods.
We were on the puck. We were scoring. Kopitar had a hat trick, his first in his NHL career, so, hats off to Kopitar there.
Awesome. Congrats.
And then we melted down, or should I say Jonathan Quick melted down in the third period, letting in 3 goals and sending it to overtime.
Yeah, absolute meltdown there. A little disappointing. It was tough when you have a 3-goal lead and you melt down, give up 3 in the third period. Came back, Anze with a game winner in overtime. I'll take it. A little sketch, but a win is a win.
You know what? Here's what I'll say about that game. In any other season, we melt down like that in the third period. We either don't make it to overtime or we lose in overtime.
The one thing that was sort of interesting about the game was the handouts that they had at the game.
Yes.
The first 10,000 fans, everyone received a Wells Fargo clapper. This one right here. Now, I'll tell you, Kings fans, the only thing more annoying than one of these is 10,000. And we know when Kopitar had the hat trick and was finally official, about 40 hats hit the ice, followed by about 55 clappers.
So moving on to Phoenix, that was last night, which was Saturday. I did not think the Kings were going to do it. I mean, Phoenix has been playing absolutely inspired hockey for a team that I picked to, would probably draft 3rd or 4th overall. But the Kings came into Phoenix and played another solid game of hockey in front of 5,000 fans at Jobbing.com arena.
Yeah, there were about 5,000 fans. That's what they said, though. It looked more like 500. Huge game, huge win. This is a team that the Phoenix Coyotes, who were kind of a surprise of the league. I never thought they'd be this good.
No, neither did I. I mean, Shane Doan, Ed Jovanovski, they have a good young team. But it made me wonder today, Chris, are the Phoenix Coyotes actually that good, but they were just poorly coached by Wayne Gretzky? Once you throw Dave Tippett in there, maybe they actually are a good team.
They are a good team. So far, so good. They're quick, they're speedy, but I expect them to sort of taper off here any time now.
The Kings did call up Scott Parse, who filled in for an injured Justin Williams. It's a lower body injury. He is out for this Wednesday's game against San Jose, so I really hope it's not the knee. Scott Parse came in, Chris, and this is not a guy who looked good in training camp. Had a really good game off the puck, on the puck, and assisted on a really great goal from Jarrett Stoll. Final score of the game was 5-3. Los Angeles comes out. Quick play to me a lot better. This is Los Angeles Kings team is surprising me.
Yeah, they are too. I mean, Phoenix is a good team, but they were matching the Kings goal for goal until the third period where the Kings sort of broke away. But they're a hot team, and it hurts when you think you're making steps in the right direction within your division, and a team like Phoenix, which we didn't even know they would be playing in Phoenix this year, suddenly is, tops of the league in the conference.
Moving on to tonight's game, a 6 o'clocker, Staples Center. Kings playing the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this was a fun game to watch.
This is one of the best games of the year so far against the BJs.
What we'd like to do now, Kings fans, is take a look at our stat sheet and point out all the negatives of the game. So, Chris, well, I got nothing.
Yeah, me neither.
Los Angeles came out of the gate, played fantastic hockey, and it wasn't just the top line. It wasn't just Anze Kopitar, who did have 2 goals. It was everybody chipping in.
No, Alexander Frolov, back from his timeout, having a good time, having a good game, had 2 assists in the Dallas game. Came back tonight, had 2 really awesome goals, I thought. Had a chance with a hat trick, which Terry Murray was obviously trying to give to him, but it didn't happen. Great game from Frolov, I thought.
Frolov woke up, and this is kind of Alexander Frolov's old adage, is that he'll disappear for a few games and then reappear. I loved his play tonight. Do I still think he's going to be traded? Yes, I do. But, how about Scott Parse?
Scott Parse.
He is on a point tear, baby.
He is on a point tear. Yeah, had another good game tonight, got another point in there.
2 assists in 2 games, possible Calder Trophy nominee? Probably not.
I don't know. Yeah, last year's Rookie of the Year, Steve Mason, did not look so good tonight. Actually had quite a few nice saves, but I think the score would have been 8-2 had he not made those. But Quick head-to-head with him, far superior. He's bringing down slowly his goals against. I know he sort of has been living off that bad game against Phoenix from the first game of the year and some of those other early games, but he's bringing that down. Had a great game.
He did, absolutely. As of right now, Jonathan Quick, Kings fans, has a 2.91 goals against average and an 897 save percentage, so that is finally coming up a little bit.
Yeah, and he has 8 wins. Jonathan Quick has 8 wins.
And he is tied for first in the NHL with 8 wins.
Yeah, amazing.
We're going to take it.
Goaltender of the future? I don't know quite yet, but so far so good with him.
Chris, the surprise to me, and he did not have a goal tonight, was Wayne Simmons. Simmons is on the first line in place of Justin Williams. This is a guy who I love to begin with, but he's been playing great hockey on that line. And what this says to me is that really the top line is Anze Kopitar and Ryan Smith. I think Justin Williams has been great, don't get me wrong, but when he comes back, do you move Simmons down, or do you put Williams down?
That's certainly a big question. Right now it kind of seems like top line, Anze Kopitar, Ryan Smith, insert other player here. Right now it seems like you can kind of plug anyone in that third spot.
Absolutely. What I like a lot right now is in previous years, someone goes down in the top 6 and we're absolutely screwed.
Yeah.
Now we got people stepping up and filling in. Scott Parse, he's had 2 great games. He'll probably go back down eventually, but we have these people that can come up and fill in. Simmons goes from the third line to the first line. That to me is a sign of the team that's finally on the up. If Kopitar went down, we'd be screwed, but we have people that can fill in. To me, that's very positive.
So let's talk about Anze Kopitar. Now, this guy had some serious expectations thrown his way during the offseason. A lot of criticism from Dean Lombardi. He said he needed to work on his work ethic, his workout regime. So far, so good, though. This guy is, to me, meeting expectations because they were so high. This guy is leading the league in points with 21.
Ovechkin has 17. He's leading the league right now by a good margin. I hope it stays that way. Here's the other thing that I found. He's leading the league in goals with 10 goals. Ovechkin has 9. When's the last time we've seen a King lead the league in goals?
I think the last time the Kings led the league in goals was Michael Camilleri 3 years ago.
And that was for 2 days.
But God, that's good to see. Anze Kopitar, I remember, Keith, 4 years ago, we met him for the first time, did the very first shout-out for the KingsCast Hockey Podcast, and he was a kid. Now this guy, it's crazy to watch him sort of grow into this role as a top-line center. It's like the equivalent of a franchise quarterback or an ace starting pitcher in baseball. It's so important, but God, he stepped up. He's playing amazing so far this year.
He is, and Lombardi always said, Kopitar's the top center on this team, but would he be on, say, the Detroit Red Wings? The big question for Kopitar, can he match up against the league's top centers? So far, he absolutely can.
Yeah.
He's on his way to becoming an elite player that we all thought he could be. You know what? Let's get a celebratory sip to Anze Kopitar.
Cheers.
All right, Kings fans, it's time for your favorite spot. It is Fan of the Game. 2 familiar faces, 2 lady Kings fans. Ladies who, of course, aren't overly drunk and yelling profanities about the Kings. Here is your Fans of the Game.
Jared Stahl is so hot. Oh, I think Simmons is way hotter. Go Kings! Woo!
I like those girls. They're kind of hot.
Yeah, they are. Very hot.
Yeah. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Or at one of them.
All right, Kings fans, now it's time for the question of the day. Who is your surprise of the NHL this year so far? Obviously, the Kings are playing well. Our surprise, what is yours? So moving forward, we play the San Jose Sharks on Wednesday night in San Jose. Now, Keith, this is a big test for the Kings. Another division road game. Huge opportunity to play a big-time team in the league. Let's see how we play. Looking forward to seeing that game because I think we're hitting on all cylinders right now. We have a 4-game winning streak, but the only downside of that is that last time we had a 4-game win streak, it was followed by a 3-game losing streak. So.
Right. Let's all cross our fingers collectively, Kings fans, and knock out a win here. I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Calzewski.
And thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.